Well, this is my first load coming in off of home time, or coming out off of home time, or something like that. Made it down here to Oklahoma City. If you remember from last week, or if you don't, I'll just tell you again, or if you've never seen me before. Hi, my name is Jesse, and I truck around the United States, and I make these little videos and what have you. But anyways, I put all brand new straps when I was at the yard, or at the house. Threw a bunch of brand new straps over the top of this load. And I don't know if you're familiar with using brand new straps, but they stick, especially when they get warm. So that was a little fun getting all those off of there. But you know how it is. You know how I am with my straps, or maybe you don't if this is your first time. Newsflash, I throw an outrageous amount of straps on almost every load because I like it. And I am a strapaholic. I'm getting ready to move on here, getting my tarps and everything put down right, and ready to try something new and get off and make some miles for the week. Headed up over to another smaller town up in Oklahoma there to pick up some floor leveler, which is all in bags and palletized. And speaking of the straps that I was talking about earlier, something that I've learned about this type of product, Super Sacks kind of falls into this too, but anytime you've got stuff in bags, it's kind of fragile. You don't want to break any bags. You don't want to disform any bags. This is true of like cardboard boxes as well on pallets. Go heavy with the straps and use good long edge protection to really spread out the tension. You can get away with not going quite as ungodly tight on each strap. Spread out the tension evenly. Less damage to the stuff that is, the product. And also, if you use the big long edge protection, these V-boards like I use, you can tie the different pallets together and stuff. And it's something that's worked well for me. I recognize that it's probably a little bit what most people call overkill, but I like being able to unwrap something when I get to the customer and have it, look pretty nice. Is something that makes me feel good anyways. This tarp job was a little bit fun with the setup that they had. And then also I do struggle a little bit tarping units like this that I describe as soft, so to speak, but we made it happen. We're taking this up to Gunnison, Colorado, which is beautiful. Couldn't have picked a better time of year to head up there. Man, I'm getting set up just early in the morning right before the delivery on this one. And here's a little footage of some stuff that I stopped to see on the way out there down in the canyon. It was just beautiful. Getting ready for the delivery, like I said. I parked in town there, just a little ways from where this guy wanted his product. And in the morning, I just kind of got up early and took off about half of my straps, not to where I was going to be illegal or anything, or not to where I was going to be worried about freight movement, but I wanted to get everything done with the tarps and the straps as much as I could before we went out for the delivery. That way, I didn't quite know what I was getting into, and this is the way that I could kind of ensure that it wouldn't take me as long to get set up the way he needed. And it turned out to be a good idea because this was kind of an interesting situation. As you can see here, kind of a narrower road, a dirt road out in front of his place, and dealing with traffic, trying to get set up for him. This guy was just the customer of all customers, man. I love it when they're willing to get out there and help me help them, so to speak. If you can help me get these tarps rolled up and these straps taken care of real quick, I appreciated that because it also allowed me to help him better about getting set up and being where he needed me to be. Teamwork is not always going to happen between you and the operator of whatever you're getting unloaded, but this guy and I, we kind of built a rapport pretty quick, I think, and I'd like to think that I was helpful for him as I probably wasn't as helpful for him as he was for me, but he really did help me out. While he was getting unloaded and everything, I tried to get everything taken care of as much as I could, even those tarps, getting them back over to the truck. Getting my squats in, a little bit of exercise, never hurt anyone. And I'm, between him unloading, I'm getting the tarps ready to be cinched back down, so I'm ready to go when he's done there. And as you can see, we're breaking some bags. I was down in a little bit of a dip there on the right side of the unit, or the truck and trailer, and it was causing his forks to kind of tip up at the last second and break some bags. And then finally he had me move over a little bit closer off, onto the shoulder, and that worked out really good. I was trying to get cleaned up. At first I was trying to get some of that material into some buckets so he could save it if he wanted to. He told me he wasn't interested in that, and we just started shoveling it into some bags. Got done here, and I had to back out of the place, which was a little bit of an adventure, but it was fun and beautiful, as you can see. So pretty up here this time of year. Still a little bit of residue left on the trailer, but sometimes that happens, and I did find a spot where I could kind of sweep it out a little bit better, and then there was some dust going on the road. I had to head up over to Montrose to get this next load, but there was a detour that I took because of the road closure on US 50, but man, was it worth it, because I got this scenic viewpoint. Check out my Instagram if you want to see some more of that. It was awesome. Wow, it was awesome, man. This place has one of these tarping machines. I don't particularly care for them. I find that they kind of interrupt my groove a little bit. I think I would have had this done quicker if I was able to climb up on top of the load. However, it all worked out, and I was pretty happy with how this load went, to be honest with you. If you see the truck next to me there in this little clip, that's one of my coworkers, Dwayne, another Central Oregon guy. Shout out to him. Super awesome. He was willing to help me out, and I went over and gave him a little bit of elbow grease towards the end when I was finishing up, and we kind of were, you scratch my back type situation. Of course, we can't let a guy help us out too much because we've all got our own way of doing it. That was a bear that I saw on the way over to do this little load check, and then we were off and running to Austin, Sunday, Texas. It's beautiful Austin, Texas. I should be putting the old bicycle together and doing a bike ride, but I need food, groceries, and I need to do my laundry. So it's time to grow up, and spend the weekend doing chores like an adult. Ugh. So I guess that's what I'm gonna do today. Well, I'm not really close to any truck stop or anything, and I looked at laundromat options with Uber and all that good stuff, and I was like, oh, I'll just hold off until I find out where I'm going this week. Get by for the next couple of days. As you can tell, I'm all humidified from the Austin humidity. I decided to go ahead and tackle some cleaning in the truck, and then focus on maybe just going and grabbing something quick, since I don't have much groceries left tonight, and maybe do a little bike ride into town and get something cheap. We'll see. Well, I went ahead and walked on over to the brewing company, because it was only a mile, actually less than that away. So just took a little walk, saw some live music, had some great food, some good conversation. A good end to a good week. I'm walking back to the truck now, thinking about some of the hiccups that I ran into this week. And there were some that weren't great, but the more time that goes between those things happening and the present time, the more I realize they really don't mean much at all. And I'm ready to have another good week. So if you guys have made it this far into the video, that means that you must like this content to some extent. So please like and subscribe. And I hope to see some of you guys next week. Have a good one.